Quick commerce started as a niche experiment. Today, it's transforming shopping habits, from India's explosive adoption to mixed results elsewhere. Why did quick commerce thrive in India but stall in the US and remain steady in China? I'm Shrestha, and in this video, we'll unpack global lessons and explore what makes India's story so unique. First up, how big is quick commerce getting? Fortune Business Insights says the market was worth a massive $170.80 billion in 2024, and it's expected to nearly double, hitting $337.59 billion by 2032. But here's where it gets interesting. Every country has a different spin on quick commerce. First up, what's really going on with quick commerce in the US? Is the market doomed? Well, not really. It's been a rough ride though. The space moved too fast, pushed by excess capital, unrealistic promises, and business models that couldn't hold up at scale. In just a few years, we've seen delivery windows stretch from 10 minutes to an hour, players shut down, others sell off logistics tech, pivot into pharmaceuticals, or turn dark stores into hybrid walk-in shops. The few survivors are now scrambling to reinvent their operating models just to stay alive. Big names have already fallen. Byke and Fridge No More are gone, while Gorillas was acquired by Getir. Today, the ones still standing tall are Instacart, DoorDash, and GoPuff, with Instacart commanding about 70 to 75% of grocery delivery market share. But here's the kicker. Dark stores only stock 2,000 items. Compare that to 60,000 items at your typical supermarket. That's a massive product gap, which means fewer impulse buys, fewer repeat customers, and fewer new product launches. And why does it get so tough to scale? 1. Unit economics are brutal. Small basket sizes plus lightning fast delivery equals razor-thin margins. Unlike traditional e-commerce, quick commerce has higher operating costs and lower average order values, and that's a tough combination. 2. Real estate factor cannot be ignored. Dark stores need to be in dense urban areas, exactly where rents are highest. You add in labor and fulfillment costs, and profitability gets squeezed even further. 3. Gig labor may not scale. Gig workers power rapid delivery, but governments in places like California are reclassifying them as employees. These shifts raises labor costs, threatening the scalability of low-cost gig workforce model. In short, same-day delivery models is what's working in the US. Very recently, Amazon also hopped into the same-day delivery of fresh produce, expanding to 1,000 plus cities. Now let's shift our focus to China. China's quick commerce sector didn't bank on a single strategy. Instead, it embraced a variety of models that now defines its billion-dollar market. The platform model, dark store model, warehouse store integration, membership-based model, it's a combination of these models that got them success in the quick commerce space. Alibaba's, JD, Costco, Sam's Club are some rapid delivery models in China. Next, let's look at India, where quick commerce is scaling at breakneck speed. India's quick commerce sector accounted for over two-thirds of all e-grocery orders in 2024, with its total market share growing about 5 times to $6 to $7 billion from 2022. Growth is no longer limited to major metros. Expansion into Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, rising consumer preference for instant fulfillment, and investments in delivery infrastructure are driving this momentum. Analysts note that the industry is entering a phase of profitability over growth. Platforms are shifting strategy from pure scale to monetization via subscriptions, private labels, advertising, and AI-driven inventory optimization. I'm sure you must have taken note of Noise that's taken over Swiggy Instamart with strategic marketing efforts. This video is incomplete if we don't deep dive into the intricacies of consumer behavior, and so let me get you through that. India's quick commerce boom isn't just about fast delivery, it's about how and why people shop. And according to PwC, it's shaped by a mix of demand and supply drivers. We need to get the fundamentals right here. Let's get the fundamentals clear. On the demand side, we have economic, social, and psychological factors. On the supply side, we have the government initiatives, marketing efforts, and technology. India has become the world's second largest e-retail shopper base with 270 to 280 million online buyers in 2024, surpassing the US. India now ranks number 3 in global retail sales, up from number 6 in 2014. And that's a big jump in a decade. But where exactly are Indians spending their extra cash? According to PwC, the majority of discretionary spending in India, nearly 63%, goes towards lifestyle purchases. This includes fashion, accessories, gadgets, and personal care, categories where quick commerce is steadily gaining traction. The next largest chunk is food, dining out or ordering in, which accounts for about 13% of discretionary spending. This is a natural fit for quick commerce as platforms increasingly compete with restaurants and cloud kitchen for the same delivery wallet. Online gaming is close behind at 13.7%, showing the strength of India's digital-first consumer culture. The rest is spread across entertainment, liquor and spirits, travel, and other categories. What's important here is that lifestyle and food together make up 3/4 of discretionary spending. These are categories where convenience and immediacy matters, two things quick commerce excels at. Now, what does the grocery spending specifically look like across income levels? Higher income households spend more, not just in value but also in frequency. They buy premium products, choose fresher produce, and shop more often to keep food at peak quality. Price sensitivity drops and convenience takes priority here. These consumers are also willing to pay delivery fees for the ease of getting grocery straight to their door. Now, coming to lower income households, they take a different approach. They buy in bulk, often from nearby supermarkets, kirana stores, or e-commerce platforms where prices are lower. For them, quick commerce is more than about urgent top-ups or special occasions rather than a daily habit. This means quick commerce growth looks different across different income brackets. In affluent areas, it's becoming a primary grocery channel, while in price-sensitive areas, it's still an occasional convenience. Another driver for quick commerce growth, it's becoming one of the go-to channel for impulse buys. Kearney's analysis shows that consumers lean on quick commerce mainly for impulse and convenience buys. Categories like munchies, cold drinks, and gifting see the strongest shift, while essentials like staple, dairy, and baby care also move online, but at steadier levels. Premiumization is highest in categories such as fish, meat, and personal care, signaling that shoppers aren't just buying fast, they're willing to pay more on quality and convenience. Now, this is fascinating because it suggests Indians are not just buying grocery online, they're willing to spend big on lifestyle and premium products, something you don't see in the US quick commerce market. Now, quick commerce isn't just about growing fast. It has structural advantages over traditional retail formats, and that's a big part of why it's scaling so quickly. Referring back to Kearney's analysis, quick commerce outperforms traditional formats on several fronts. It delivers in minutes, unlike supermarkets or kiranas that require a trip. Platforms also earn through ads and retail media, not just product sales. Operations are leaner with staff focused on picking and packing, and dark stores save on rent by avoiding prime locations. Faster sales cycles keep inventory fresh, cut waste, and free up capital. While supermarkets offer scale and kiranas enjoy community trust, quick commerce wins on speed, selection, and efficiency. So what does quick commerce look like for non-metro regions? New user growth in quick commerce is now led by non-metro regions, which make up more than 60% of new online shoppers in the last few years. Several macro trends are driving two big shifts. First, digital access. Affordable smartphones, deeper internet penetration, and UPI adoption have made online shopping second nature even in small towns. Second, aspiration. With social media showcasing urban lifestyles, smaller cities now expect the same speed and service. Consumer behavior has changed too. Rural shoppers today are time-conscious, digitally fluent, and want the same convenience as urban users. Price matters, but convenience is non-negotiable. And what's at the heart of this shift? The kirana store. Instead of being sidelined, many kiranas are joining the ecosystem as fulfillment partners. ONDC is helping local shops digitize and take app-based orders, while startups are giving them the tools to act as real-time micro-fulfillment centers. India's quick commerce race is led by three names, the three big names, each with its own playbook. Zepto, the youngest, has scaled fast since 2021 with a dense dark store network and a reliable 10-minute promise, making it a household name in urban India. Blinkit, the veteran, rebranded from Grofers and is now backed by Zomato. It leads the market, processing hundreds of thousands of orders daily. Based on NMV, Blinkit holds a 52% market share, far ahead of rivals. Its share jumped in Q1 with stronger unit economics, higher order values, and loyal repeat customers. Swiggy Instamart builds on Swiggy's food delivery backbone, promising groceries in under 30 minutes. It's number 2 in market with 25% share, growing quickly by adding dark stores and expanding into new categories. Zepto, while the younger one, holds 23% market share and continues to expand aggressively across metros. And it's not just them. Nykaa and Myntra are testing beauty and lifestyle in a quick commerce model, while Amazon and Flipkart are experimenting with faster fulfillment by combining their massive catalogs with hyperlocal speed. But before we get to the future, let's talk about a serious issue that's brewing behind the scenes: dark patterns in quick commerce apps. The Indian government recently sent notices to 11 companies, including big names like Zepto and Uber, for using deceptive design tricks aimed at nudging consumers into buying more than they intended. These tactics range from creating false urgency, think only one item left, hurry, to sneaking in extra fees or products without clear consent, hiding delivery charges until the last moment, and making it hard to cancel subscriptions. Zepto responded by completely revamping its app, removing confusing charges, and making all fees crystal clear before checkout. This kind of transparency is a step forward for trust in the space. And this crackdown is a wake-up call for the entire quick commerce ecosystem. It's no longer just about speed and discounts. How companies sell matters just as much because consumers and regulators aren't willing to be tricked anymore. The next big question is, has India's quick commerce finally hit pause on cheap convenience? Yes, because the industry is no longer just chasing growth at any cost. Delivery fees are creeping back, discounts have shrunk, and the focus is shifting to profitability. But that doesn't mean consumers are slowing down. If anything, demand is becoming more structured, and that has big implications for brands. So what exactly does it mean for brands? For large brands, quick commerce is no longer just another distribution channel. It's an advertising platform, a launchpad, and even a brand building space. Big brands can use it to run flash campaigns, test new SKUs, and dominate prime ad slots that drive impulse purchases. If supermarkets were about shelf dominance, quick commerce is about screen dominance. For mid-sized brands, the opportunity lies in partnerships. Collaborating with platforms on exclusives or limited editions can give them visibility they may not get in offline retail. Mid-sized brands can also lean on the data richness these apps provide, learning where, when, and how consumers are making purchase decisions. For smaller or challenger brands, quick commerce can be a discovery engine. It puts products in front of consumers who may never encounter them on supermarket shelves. But small brands need to be cautious. There's platform fees, there's discounts and advertising costs that can eat up into their already thin margins. The winners here will be those who view quick commerce as a growth channel and not as the primary channel. The rise of retail media inside quick commerce platform, now that's a non-negotiable. The rise of retail media inside quick commerce platforms like Blinkit, Instamart, and Zepto are no longer just marketplaces. They are becoming mini ad tech ecosystems. Sponsored listings, hero banners, and personalized recommendations are now revenue drivers. This isn't just added side income, it's transforming unit economics. Just like Amazon ads became a $40+ billion business globally, Indian quick commerce platforms are pushing to replicate that same success. For brands, it's both an opportunity and a challenge. Pay to play or risk being invisible. Now, what's the bigger picture like? Quick commerce in India is no longer about 10-minute deliveries. It's about who owns the consumer moment. The 5 to 10-minute purchase window is rapidly becoming the most valuable piece of digital real estate in the retail world. And India, unlike the US or China, has stitched together the perfect conditions: dense cities, UPI payments, affordable labor, aspirational young consumers, and kiranas integrated into the supply chain. So, if e commerce was about convenience, quick commerce is about immediacy. In India, immediacy is no longer a luxury, it's becoming the new default. The question of the world is no longer will quick commerce work, it's now how much of the playbook will be written in India. If you found this breakdown of India's quick commerce boom useful, don't forget to hit like, share it with your network, and subscribe for more deep dives into how digital trends are shaping the future of retail. And if you're a brand looking to navigate the quick commerce space, check out Metroscard's Quick Commerce Solutions. It's tailored to help you stand out, reach the right shoppers, and win in this fast-moving landscape. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.